Compulsory acquisition of capital assets, 45.5. What it means is that who is doing the compulsory acquisition? The government. What happens is that when there is an expansion, say rail expansion, or some road expansion, the government will take some land forcibly. That means they want to expand it. Therefore, they will take this part, or some area, new part they can take. Then there is a compulsory acquisition. Understand? Then how does capital gain arise in that situation? That is it. Because there are certain issues which come up. First thing that you need to understand is what is the compensation received. So what happens is that when they take over, they will decide a compensation at a particular rate for that property. So many cents or whatever hours or whatever, multiply at this rate of compensation, you will get the value. Because here, why it is different is because it is not a transfer which is agreed by the assessee, because it's not between two, people who are agreeable to come to an understanding, right? It is just that it's happening that one-sided agreement actually, in a way. It's like a one-sided agreement. Therefore, it is being treated separately because there are certain more issues to that. So, what are the issues? Basic thing is whatever is the amount received is very simple because that is the amount of compensation given. Now, here there is no argument. You cannot argue with the government. No, no. At the moment, they will just decide it and give it to you. Then you calculate in net taxation and the capital gain arises. That is simple, but there are some issues. The problem is, number one problem is that they have taken over the asset at a place. They first agree the compensation. I mean, they not agree the compensation, they declare the compensation. That means they declare the compensation. I don't know the word what is there. Declare the compensation. Then what happens? They will take over the land. They will take over. Maybe this will come also later. It cannot. They will take over the land. Then only they'll talk about compensation. So the question is, without, and then they will get the money probably another 5 years later. The money will be given after 5 years. So the question is, when transfer has taken, should I take capital gain? When they are, because at that time I don't know the value also. Even if I know the value, have I got the money to pay? I don't have the money to pay the capital gain. Therefore, the capital gain actually comes into the picture only when the compensation is paid. Only when the compensation is paid. Because at this point, suppose you imagine that compensation is finalized and then they take over. Even then, he cannot pay because he doesn't have money. He will go to get money only after 5 years. Therefore, what is important is suppose the compensation comes later, then anyway he cannot pay because at this stage he doesn't know the compensation. Even here he cannot pay because he has not got the money. Therefore, the capital gain arises only in the where compensation is paid. Now here also there is a problem. Here also there is a problem. This amount that is determined first, it's called the initial compensation. Therefore, what is something else? There can be enhanced compensation. Now, please be clear about these words because this you're going to hear more. What is the meaning of initial compensation? What is enhanced compensation? Initial compensation is the amount declared or assessed first as per the government, whatever is the rate that is there. But you are not happy. You are supposed from you are taken. You are not happy. You go and file a case or file an appeal or whatever for additional, saying no, this is not enough. This initial compensation is not enough. You have not given me properly. Therefore, there will be an forum in which you file the appeal, and that appellate authority will enhance the compensation. Additional amount is the additional compensation if you have to pay it. Additional compensation. So initial compensation is the compensation that is determined in the first place. Additional compensation is the compensation that is given to you over and above the initial compensation because you represented. You said, no, this is not enough. Therefore, now, even here when you get the money, suppose initial compensation, it may not come in one shot. It may come in 2 or 3 installments. The problem here is the first installment of initial compensation, the moment you get it, entire initial compensation is taxable. From here, when it is assessed or when it's transferred, you can wait till 5 years, no problem, there is no capital gain. But the moment you get any part of the initial compensation, be clear, again and again I'm telling, initial compensation, capital gain will kick in. Capital gain will kick in for the entire one. So it's always better to get the maximum compensation in the first one itself, first installment itself. Otherwise, you will have to pay unnecessary tax without getting the money. Right? That is as far as income. So when you calculate initial compensation, the entire cost you would have taken, index cost or whatever, and you would have calculated lesser capital value, capital gains. So all the you would have exhausted your cost. Nothing cost is left. Now when you get enhanced compensation, this will not be taxed in the same year, even though you got this is initial year. This you may be getting after a couple of years because it will go on for some time. In the year in which you get it, it will be taxed. Again, here also installment, if you get this is a problem. The year in which you get it, it has to be taxed. But here one thing you need to keep in mind is less cost. There will be nothing. Why? Because the entire cost is already utilized here. So enhanced compensation generally when you get, it will be totally capital gain. Why? Because you have already exhausted the cost here. You have utilized the cost for this purpose. Initial compensation. The entire initial compensation when you paid, you would have used it. Therefore, you would have got a lesser capital gain. When you get enhanced compensation, because you have utilized the entire capital gain, therefore the cost or index cost will be nil. There will no, the entire enhanced compensation will become your capital gain. Just keep in mind. Now we will start reading. I've explained it. You just read it. When we do the problem, it will be very clear. But these are terms that you need to keep in mind. Now, transfer takes place in the previous year in which consideration is determined, but capital gain will be taxable in the previous year in which such consideration is received. So that means in the year in which consideration is determined, that year transfer takes place. But capital gain will arise only in the in which the consideration is received. Initial compensation is received, either whole or part capital gain is computed in that year. The moment you get, whole or part will have to be calculated. It's not even actually part, it's whole calculation. Amount received in pursuance of an interim order of court tribunal shall be deemed to be the income chargeable under the capital gain. When enhanced compensation is received and the entire compensation is fully taxable in the year in which it is received, and the cost of acquisition shall be taken as nil, as it has been already deducted at the time of computation of initial compensation. Now, that is why I was explaining all these terms, because without understanding term, you will not be able to get it. So what is initial compensation? What is enhanced compensation? All I have discussed. It is possible that that person may die before enhanced compensation or consideration is received, because he's got initial, but he died in between. Then enhanced compensation consideration shall be received by legal heirs. Such enhanced compensation will be taxable in the hands of the person who receives the same. Now, As per explanation 45 5B, cost of acquisition and cost of movement in the case of enhanced compensation consideration shall be taken as nil. However, expenses on such enhanced compensation consideration may still be claimed as expense on transfer. Mainly here, what happens is you got initial compensation, you're not happy with it, therefore you file a case. When you file a case, there will be legal charges and all that. Those charges is called what is called the expenses relating to enhanced compensation or consideration. That is what is the expense of transfer, which you can reduce. Other than that, nothing else you can reduce. Where the amount of compensation or consideration is subsequently received reduced by court. Now it can happen that you got more, but enhanced compensation you got, but then later on is reduced. The capital gain of the year in which the compensation is consideration received was taxed shall be recomputed. Suppose this year you got 10 lakhs, okay, of maybe enhanced compensation, some court. Then the government went for appeal and it got reduced to 8 lakhs. So with 10 lakhs you paid the tax earlier, capital gain you paid. Now because it is reduced, you have to return back the money also. Therefore, for that year you have to go back in that year and you have to do revised return. You have to revise the income. Shall be recomputed by the assessing officer accordingly. Hence, the capital gain shall be taxable even if the compensation is in dispute. So when you are doing 10 lakhs you got and it is in dispute, that still you have to pay at 10 lakhs. You cannot say no, wait, let the decision take place, after that I'll pay. You cannot do that. The SC is entitled to get the assessment or amended if compensation is later on reduced. Later on you go and get the refund. You should pay the tax now. After that, if the money is reduced, later on you can go and reduce it. Please take care because the problems we'll be doing.